can hear my thoughts, cause it's quiet in here. I grab a pen and write down my hopes and my fears. I turn the music louder, headphones get so distorted, but that's the way I like it, cause concepts get imported and vocals get recorded, and truth that gets reported. The noise it blocks out me, who's wanting all the more in. I need full decibels, I need contextual outlets, electrocute my intellectual. Yo, I'm starting to bleed and I'm starting to scream. I need this music bad, it's when he speaks to me. So turn the volume higher, cause I'm starting to fiend. And it's gonna start a fire, cause I spit kerosene. And it's gonna start a fire, cause I spit kerosene. And it's gonna start a fire, cause I spit kerosene. And it's gonna start a fire, cause I spit kerosene. And it's gonna start a fire, cause I spit kerosene. Cause when it's quiet, man, I start to get lost. I need it louder so that I can hear my thoughts. Music's where I run and I need my God to meet me. Sound man, I'm begging, I want my sanity. Cause when it's quiet, man, I start to get lost. I need it louder so that I can hear my thoughts. Music's where I run and I need my God to meet me. Sound man, I'm begging, I want my sanity. You my thoughts be going insane, and it's like it has refrained. Bring life right to my brain, and I feel like it won't change. Yeah, the deal, I'm in that booth when I start rocking the mic, and the noise it brings the truth, and it brings lyrics to life. Right before I was aimless, now it's all hidden pigments. Open doors when I rap shameless. Turn it loud so it's painless. Turn it up so I hear what's told. Turn it up so I'm hot, not cold. Turn it up cause I say so. Turn it up so it's in my soul. Grab an amp if you need to. Grab another if you need more. Take a chance, rip down soundproof. It ain't loud, it feels I'm sore, cause I need this song to bang. This is what gives me my rest. These ain't just songs I sang, this is what lives in my chest. These ain't just songs I sang, this is what lives in my chest. These ain't just songs I sang, this is what lives in my chest. These ain't just songs I sang, this is what lives in my chest. These ain't just songs I sang, this is what lives in my chest. Cause when it's quiet, man, I start to get lost. I need it louder so that I can hear my thoughts. Music's where I run and I need my God to meet me. Sound man, I'm begging, I want my sanity. Cause when it's quiet, man, I start to get lost. I need it louder so that I can hear my thoughts. Music's where I run and I need my God to meet me. Sound man, I'm begging, I want my sanity. Is this flow too slow? If it is, I apologize. It's just that sometimes my thoughts be in neutral paradigms, and if the music is off, sometimes I lose my mind. And if it comes to dead halts, then I switch it to overdrive. Turn it up loud, I might sail away. Instead of going upstream, I get stuck in a bay. I hit rocks and I'm down, yo, and I can't say go. So like I do so when I stand in a phase. Mic check 1, 2 in a place, my place and prayer down low for the bass. Every time that I rhyme, I feel the grace is better than whatever, anywhere, any place. One time for your mom, one time for your soul, one time for the world, one time for the whole of my chest. When there's no thing left and I'm slowing down, I need to speed it right back, be on the right track. As a matter of fact, I'll rewind and double back, just so that I know that my flow ain't slow and it don't be sounding whack. Just so that I know that my flow ain't slow and it don't be sounding whack. Just so that I know that my flow ain't slow and it don't be sounding black. Just so that I know that my flow ain't slow and it don't be sounding black. Just so that I know that my flow ain't slow and it don't be sounding black. Cause when it's quiet, man, I start to get lost. I need it louder so that I can hear my thoughts. Music's where I run and I need my God to meet me. Sound man, I'm begging, I want my sanity. Cause when it's quiet, man, I start to get lost. I need it louder so that I can hear my thoughts. Music's where I run and I need my God to meet me. Sound man, I'm begging, I want my sanity. So quiet when I rise, so loud, so high, and it won't come down. Take flight cause it's so profound and abound to expound on exposits from prayer closets. So quiet when I rise, so loud, so high, and it won't come down. Take flight cause it's so profound and abound to expound on exposits from prayer closets. So quiet when I rise, so loud, so high, and it won't come down. Take flight cause it's so profound and abound to expound on exposits from prayer closets. So quiet when I rise, so loud, so high, and it won't come down. Take flight cause it's so profound and abound to expound on exposits from prayer closets. So quiet when I rise, so loud, so high, and it won't come down. Take flight cause it's so profound and abound to expound on exposits from prayer closets. So quiet when I rise, so loud, so high, and it won't come down. Take flight cause it's so profound and abound to expound on exposits from prayer closets. Cause when it's quiet, man, I start to get lost. I'm the aftermath of the freedom that rung. I'm the aftermath of the freedom. God's son, the aftermath of Jesus as he hung. I'm the equality of thoughts that represent outcomes. I'm the aftermath of answers to equations after math. The present is the past and the future is what lasts. So I add the minority, subtract the vast, and the sum becomes one times the greatness of God's path. Division not an option, vision unmistakable, credential through adoption, and the outcome is unbreakable. We gave his whole life just to save our souls. Slow it down so you can take it all. Yeah, let's begin again. Remind your mind of the formula for leaving sin. God the Father, God in human form, and you can't forget the Holy Spirit at acceptance, and then begins the aftermath. Intended to be the aftermath of things after I break fruit from the tree. Old is gone, new is here. His whisper upon my ear has my innermost essence changed like styles year to year. Except this is more permanent than a permanent. This won't wash out, and you can't even cut it to get rid of it. Explicit, just the opposite. The aftermath is heaven sent. It's always on the go, yet it's always content. It's hard to fathom, but you always know for what you're meant. You're marching to a drum, but to a different rudiment, like sediment, most settled. But this is put up your fist, slow it down so you can get my gist. Now turn it up like igniters, catch a whole world on fire. It's not rap, but the aftermath won't stop like Michael Myers. It don't blow away like chaff. He's got more soul than shaft. My reflexes are reflections of the aftermath. It's just begun. Now I'm after what's after the things that have yet to come. It's a cause and effect, like the vibration from a drum, pounding on ears to feel minds and on chests to feel love. You can make a difference, cause he made a difference. So let's make a difference and bring the world to something different. Let's get it going, let's get it flowing like aerosol, so all will know I'm at fault to the knees and show them mind-blowing devotion that goes deeper than the ocean. Emotion plus commitment instead of just things we're open. I'm gonna insist, fists in the air as I resist inconsistency. Slow it down so you can see. I believe that I'm here for a purpose. I believe that I'm more than worthless. I believe that I'm here to be what I'm intended to be for his worship. It's certain what I have. I'm infected with his love that calls the aftermath. The music that echoes beyond my closet walls. Your beauty sings like melodies and rhythms with no flaws. I'd like to think that I'm the one that knows it all, but when your music fills the room, it's always leaving me in awe. Flawless, can't believe I'm involved with this. Smooth just like a synth, hits hard like bass kicks. I'm fixed by a chorus written for myself, and the seed sounds that resound for us makes my heart pound and bleed when it's in need like a minor key. I've been changed to major things because you bring me from chaotic to calm. You're like a song, poetic and God breathed, so this could never be wrong. It's all good like 8 note sharps and flats, keeps me in time like hi-hats. Without that, I'm jacked, and the fact is I'm lacking. Without you, I'm stagnant. You're my headphones when I'm alone that keeps my mind passionate about life, liberty, love, praising the Father above the nitty-gritty city epitome, a pity that shoved back just like some ambience. But like an ambulance, this love sings loud and clear because the fire does exist. So I can reminisce. I'd like to go away just so that I can miss you. Every day it's like I'm having Christmas, but my wish list is finished. My present was when I met you. Make the memory so I can reminisce. I'd like to go away just so that I can miss you. Every day it's like I'm having Christmas, but my wish list is finished. My present was when I met you. Make the memory so I can reminisce. I'd like to go away just so that I can miss you. Every day it's like I'm having Christmas, but my wish list is finished. finished, my present was when I met you. They crescendo to contemplate, I relate to your state of being, because your very being is my fate. Plus you make my knees shake just like vibrato, and my emotions are on a high just like soprano. This flow would be my sonic quote, your first just like a tonic note. I thirst for verse, you quench my thirst by being the illest rhyme ever wrote. You're the lyrics behind my consciousness, you're the one that conjured this. Your kiss makes hits every time I pick up a pen and sit. I just mapped it out, but you're the one giving direction. Every time I mic check in, I'm feeling connection more than I'm expecting. Leaving crowd shocked because you are the spark that jump started my heart. The battery had died from subs, amplifiers and art. I never want apart, but I like it cause I miss you like a psychic. You can see through all the hype and late nighting and writing just to try and see me break through. So I'm fighting to make new exciting writings that reflect my view. All my might in this rhyming this time, and I'll make something that's true, something not skewed, something that's making the crowd say ooh, this something's for you. Something's for you, I can reminisce. I like to go away just so that I can miss you. Every day it's like I'm having Christmas, but my wish list is finished. My present was when I met you. Make the memory so I can reminisce. I like to go away just so that I can miss you. Every day it's like I'm having Christmas, but my wish list is finished. My present was when I met you. Make the memory so I can reminisce. I like to go away just so that I can miss you. Every day it's like I'm having Christmas, but my wish list is finished. My present was when I met you. Make the memory so I can reminisce. I like to go away just so that I can miss you. Every day it's like I'm having Christmas, but my wish list is finished. My present was when I met you. Make the memory so I can reminisce. I like to go away just so that I can miss you. Every day it's like I'm having Christmas, but my wish list is finished. My present was when I met you. In the soil, this is the year the harvest brings no joy. This is the year of heartbreak and toil. This is the year that you were given a void. Seeds that were sown in better times. Seeds that were sown when things were fine. Seeds that were sown for better designs. Now we're planting seeds of greed that blow up like landmines. Lie rotten from the rain of heavy water. We're leading sheep straight into a slaughter. Killing a mother and killing a father, killing a sister, a brother, a son, or even killing a daughter. This is the year the hopes we shared was plowed beneath the bones of children. This is the year that people were scared. People chasing each other with thoughts of killing one. Misunderstanding is the seed we sown. Misunderstanding God is moving slow. Misunderstanding God is saying no, I won't understand you, so the seed will never grow. The harvest is reaped by tears of a wife. The harvest is a life better for none. The harvest is a hard hurt, cold confused life with strife, guns, knives, and blood of millions.
The field of wheat, we're marching to the field of battle. The field of wheat, the field of battle. The field of wheat, we're marching to the field of battle. The field of wheat, the field of battle.
These gentle souls were asked to slaughter. These gentle souls are so innocent. These gentle souls become martyrs. The memory rings out every time the pen hits the paper, or when it hits the bullet. It's up to us, we choose what works the best. Either way it don't matter, cause it explodes to the fullest. Your memories remain inside my chest, and we turn all plowshares into swords. We kill for turn all the oil into guns? They'll sound the call and we will answer, just as our fathers did before. They'll sound the call, we'll stand beside her and guide her with the life that's been destroyed.
From field to we will march into the field of battle.
Come on.
From field to we will field of battle. From field to we will march into the field of battle. From field to we will field of battle.
And when the flag is waved, we'll get up and fight for a cause that's got us all engaged. Way of life will glued to front page news. Either way we lose, then we'll march into our graves. And when the flag is waved, we'll get up and fight for a cause that's got us all engaged. Way of life will glued to front page news. Either way we lose, then we'll march into our graves.
From field to we will march into the field of battle. From field to we will field of battle. From field to we will march into the field of battle. From field to we will field of battle.
It's time to fight back. Sometimes we gotta fight the guys that are telling us to fight. I ain't gonna sit down no more. I'm sick of them telling me what to do. I'ma fight for what I believe. So come on, come on, come on.
There lies no promise in the soil. This is the year the harvest brings no joy. Seeds that were sown in better times lie rotting from the rain.
Don't you hear me calling?
Yeah, everyone's got a testimony, right? Well, I remember sitting there feeling like I should go up front, but it wasn't to talk to God nicely. I went up there to yell at him, and this is what I said. Father, are you listening? Father, I'm upon my knees. Father, I need to hear your voice so I can just believe. Father, speak to me, please. Father, speak to me. And then I said, don't you? Come on, God. Don't you, God? This anger and rage, it eats at me like termites. The suffering pain consumes me, I just might put my fist to the heavens and call you out to fight, because I don't for your presence and I don't see a light. I've asked you time after time, God, show yourself to me, but you're not there and I don't care, you're like a freaking disease. Because I call out your name and you don't answer my call, just when I think you build me up, my rise becomes my fall. Why do you hate me? How could you say you mold me and made me? When you created my recipe, did you add a dab of crazy? Stir it a little, mix in a smidgen of a lazy, pissed off kid that's mixed up and about to blow his lid. Oh wait a minute, I get it, I see exactly what you done. You must be angry, God, or you just having some fun. Cause we were created by you and your image by your hand. So were you messing around or letting off steam when you made man? You gonna talk to me, God, or sit there and be quiet? Or to get your attention, do I have to start another riot? So defiant I am, I said it many times before. I call out your name to see what a life that you has in store. Will I ever find out, God, are you even real? I'm getting so tired, your presence is all I wanna feel. I'm broken at the end of my rope, there must be something that I'm missing. Then I hear you calling me, saying why don't you be quiet, son, and for once try to listen. I felt God speaking to me right there, like he was standing right next to me. You see, I was yelling at him all the time so I couldn't hear him, but this time I heard him, and this is what he said. Son, are you listening? Son, I see you on your knees. Son, I hear your voice, but you yell too loud to hear me speak. Son, listen to me, please. Son, listen to me. And God said, don't you, son? Come on, son. Don't you need me? Come on. I've been yelling with my hands out. I'm speaking loud and clear, but you can't hear, cause all you do is shout. First, I speak through general revelation, and that means deep down everyone has a sense of me. You have doubt, but deep down you know that I'm real. If you didn't, you wouldn't blame me for how you feel. And that's real talk. People can mock me all they want, but that front gets pushed back once the line's drawn in chalk. I guess you could say I stalk, cause I walk right next to you, and don't dare neglect the truth. Which brings us to the next topic of discussion, dude. My voice is the whisper of the breeze, rustling through all the trees. That's natural revelation, you see. I do that to help you believe. How can you deny me when I got the universe on its knees? You could see me in the stars and human anatomy. Intertwined is all designed like veins and capillaries. If that's not enough, the next thing is exciting. Special revelation talking to you, ain't no denying. Can you hear me now like Verizon? Hear me loud like a Triton. Hear me louder than the shout of the crowd. I'll remember the Titans. Man, I'm all up on you like I'm a tight end. And I'm writing things down, and best believe it's the book of life. Guess what? You made history. 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 Yo. Her name's Victoria. It's not hooker or homeless. It's not the one who's cracked out or the one who's worthless. It's not girl with no hope. It's not girl who acts crazy or the girl who needs dope. It's Victoria, the one who needs a smile, the one who needs your love. Show her that she's worth your while. She's dying inside. Her heart's consumed by pain. No more calling her out. Start calling her by your name. It's Victoria. Yeah. Most pass her by, most pass her lies, most pass her dime sacks or some crack just to watch her get high. Most act despise, most act surprised, most act like she's a ghost cause they don't wanna look her in the eyes. I used to do the latter till I observed what struck a nerve so I could figure out what really matters. The scattered thought she tried to batter, fist the cuffs, does nothing to us but she sees the past that has her. Running scared as her tears run. She's going downward in a spiral, folks trip her as she becomes lower, deeper, weaker. Jesus, help us understand so we don't treat her like a tweaker. All we see is her shouting obscenities, cussing at nothing, or is it something, possibly another entity? She's meant to be more than what we proclaim. No more calling her insane, it's not calling her by her name. It's Victoria. Yeah, her name's Victoria. It's not hooker or homeless. It's not the one who's cracked out or the one who's worthless. It's not girl with no hope. It's not girl who acts crazy or the girl who needs dope. It's Victoria, the one who needs a smile, the one who needs your love. Show her that she's worth your while. She's dying inside. Her heart's consumed by pain. No more calling her out and so calling her by her name. It's Victoria. I saw her this morning in a pool of her own filth, struggling to get up from the hangover and the guilt. Eyes black and blue from being beaten, and she's built a wall around her so that she never has to feel the pain that she screams in her belligerence. The pain that causes her to seek the thing she wasn't meant to ever be a part of, or that she was never meant to see. It's all due to the sin that her uncle made to be her worst nightmare, her worst thoughts, her worst fears. She screams, "Uncle, don't touch me," as her eyes swell with tears. She could hardly cry cause it hurts. She wants to die cause it hurts. She wants to take the lives of the guys that tried to make her hurt. She flirts with the idea of suicide. As a matter of fact, she's tried a dozen times. I pray today's the day that we see change. It won't happen if we keep calling her everything but her name. It's Victoria. Her name's Victoria. It's not hooker or homeless. It's not the one who's cracked out or the one who's worthless. It's not girl with no hope. It's not girl who acts crazy or the girl who needs dope. It's Victoria, the one who needs a smile, the one who needs your love. Show her that she's worth your while. She's dying inside. Her heart's consumed by pain. No more calling her out. Start calling her by her name. It's Victoria. Victoria, you're beautiful. You're a child of God, and I pray that you realize what's suitable for your life, because it's getting crucial. I don't wanna see you passed out and not wake up to see the indisputable. I pray that you realize your name is history. It means victorious, not defeated in anything. And on top of that, you were named after a queen. I wish you could see yourself with the worth that God intends you to see. And I believe and I proclaim that you'll receive and you'll refrain from a life that brings strife. You'll no longer feel your pain. In Jesus' name I pray it. Lord, please save her, please change her. Stop strangers from being tasteless. She's not faceless, she's not wasteless. At the bottom like a basement, nor does she remain nameless. She's been created for a purpose. Her name is worth more than worthless. That's why it's Victoria. Her name's Victoria. It's not hooker or homeless. It's not the one who's cracked out or the one who's worthless. It's not girl with no hope. It's not girl who acts crazy or the girl who needs dope. It's Victoria, the one who needs a smile, the one who needs your love. Show her that she's worth your while. She's dying inside, her heart's consumed by pain. No more calling her out, start calling her by your name. It's Victoria. My apologetics are presuppositional, the hypocritical dialect will be obsolete in this linguistical dialogue. Your prologue has gone off the deep end, so I pretend my pretense will commence without my 2 cents. Subsequently, I cannot morph your mind's renderings. It's fogged with isms as your optics look through prisms, less precise in decisions made by politicians. A rich man with too much money to spend, or a man on a band that's frayed from both ends. Obscurely skewed is your view, but rather than reacting rude, I choose to intertwine the facetious attitude with talk of something new. I apologize for the lies that the prize is intertwined with the red, white, and blue, cause what lies there is much debt that's due. I'm sorry for the mumblings of American tradition, the stumblings of the Christian, like decisions for dissensions, or the crusades and renditions of phony compositions from musicians. Like you, I get pumped to like pistons, wanna put a fist in the justice system, but to be honest, these comments don't coincide with God's existence or repentance. The depth is immeasurable and dependable, unlike the fallacy of amendable shambles that church's mandibles pay homage. It makes me grit my teeth and wanna vomit, cause most mouths are weak, broken, and diseased, leaving out the phonics. So I spit with orthodontics. To be a canon, you're measuring raw, compared with this facade with facts frequently mirage by feeling substituted for the true word of God. It's hard, but I will befriend you, no reservation inside. Your reluctance and mistrust is alright. Again, I apologize. Let's converse of this another space and time, another space rhyme designed with open minds on one track that's connecting your eyes with mine as we ride on a train of transformation before the end of design.
Yo, Mr. Half-empty ears filled with rhetoric instead of it being a thing of beauty. Made it feel like it's a duty, and it's duly noted. But the authors who wrote it and spoke it, lived it and breathed it, never meant for you to perceive it that way. It's a shame, it's a numbers game, done in the one's name. All we do is cause the sun pain. Well, out to prove we are from accidents, we accidentally acted in a way, pushing doubters even farther away. With our theories and theorems, debates and queries, we sincerely believe this is the best way. Can't build a kingdom with a dissertation, misinformation and misguided clergy, they ain't worthy. So I apologize for the way we scrutinize and logically use logic to peel open your eyes instead of living and making introductions. Chose to let a word speak louder than our actions. I could throw the good book at a good crook, but a bump on the head can't compare with getting your soul shook. The expertise of best-selling titles and 700 clubs mean nothing without revival. For the dead among the living are hungrier than zombies, so calmly raise an army that's longing to put down their double-edged tongues and lift up the ones that are longing to feel the sun penetrate deep into their porous hearts like a poison dart. Kick back and watch the old things fall apart, rebuilt with potter's hands. It's divine vision, get a set of wings for carrying out our mission. So listen, honey is better than vinegar, as Nineveh, and nothing you can say can change a man's innermost being. It's a pipe dream from outdated machines. You're terminated by the spirit that reigns supreme.
Man. Kidding me?
Sweet and gentle.
7 in the morning and the cell phone beeps. A sweet voice says, roll over, go back to sleep. Doze off for a while, then I get out of bed. Kids at the table, wifey already keeping me fed. Hate waking up and knowing I see your face. I long for sunrise, conversate for a minute, then we kiss goodbye. And I love this moment more than musical graffiti, more than hip-hop CDs or drop shadows in 3Ds. Believe me when I say, after God they all my life. Call my relationship with my fam blind because it's out of sight. Everything about it's right, that's why I miss it every time I gotta step outside. But now I take some time in the kitchen, make some beats, some smooth, some hitting. Either way they always hot like it's sunny, and when I flow it tastes like honey cause I spit so sweet. Now I'm out the door, on the daily grind. One foot in front of the other so I can make it on time. Walking through the skull, down the front lines. I shouldn't be bothered, but something's on my mind. I can't place it, don't wanna face it. I wanna rewind back to my house where everything was fine.
Oh, that's just dandy. Just when I thought we were gonna have soft lights and sweet music.
Gunshots ring, then here is routine. Every single day it be the same old thing. Killing for the bling, drug, dime, sacks, weed. It seems that all hope turns to bad dreams. Cops, where you be, where you at? The only time you hear is when the news ain't cutting you slack. You're giving out the tickets, but you ignore the crack. Turn your back and walk away when people getting jacked. Walls of alcohol in a place that's addicted, and then they expect them to get themselves about the system. Someone get me a rag, I gotta stop the bleeding. This street's been hit with a flurry full of deceiving. I'm grieving, stress, it's ripped my heart out my chest. I couldn't even stop it with a bulletproof vest. I'm helpless, I'm restless, tired of the greedy taking advantage of the desperate. And I'm left with going crazy, insane, pissed off, gotta change. Head down, out the ground from a day of bad scenes, bad fiends, bad dreams, and a lot of bad things. My feet shuffle like iPods, mine's on repeat. Images of no hope in my ministry seems to be a whole lot of work with no hope of greater things. I know it ain't true, but God please, I pray for strength for my mental. Walk in the door and things are sweet and gentle. Daddy's home, kids, tell me about your day. Playground story, show and tell, color sheets with letter A's. Kids are so cute, wife so pretty. Completely forgot about what happened today in my city. All the anger is out the door now. The heartbreak is healed with one look at your smile. Talking about it makes me sentimental. Coming home where it's sweet and gentle. Sweet and gentle. What happened to this world? What happened to my energy? What happened to the pearl cast before swine and enemies? Domestic, life's expectant, hectic, neglected is more to bear than anything that I'd ever expected. I'm restless. All of the time I see in my mind the image when I'm walking the line. Cannons ring out and the echoes allow for the room with the shout. Get on the floor, I'm out the door. Look down the street at the corner store. Innocent people, the rubber, a Rigo handcuffs us all bleeding lethal. It's crazy, a world where it's okay to kill babies. Don't want the responsibility, cause in reality we lazy. You say to me, well what about rape? Trust me, that gets me more pissed off than anything in our current state. It hits close to home, but that baby didn't make that mistake. Yes, I believe you have a choice, but what if that choice was to choose life and your child became the voice that changed this world for the better? The one that God used to be the sun through stormy weather. I'm talking too chaotic, I need to slow down. Refuse to be robotic, following the world's pound on the drum. Reminds me of scientific things in school systems. What's this fascist regime scheme that education has become? Modern day neo-Nazis won't allow kids to think. Teaching theories is facts and facts is something weak. Intelligent design is a theory of mine, but you say it's a myth that needs to be free from our minds. A superior race, a superior place, or a superior kind is your intellectual minds. We ain't free when the state of being isn't chained. I will be that missing link so the completion of your game would never end. Just like the war on terror, cause it's all pretend. We live in an era when it's just for dividends. Dibble dabbling in every type of sin, but it's justified with lies and covered up without lament. Yo, yo, welcome to the Wild Wild West, California, baby. You know how we roll. West Side. I'm your Huckleberry, I'm a myth like Bloody Mary. Except I'm not scary, but very passionate like my buddy Larry. From a hood to a hardcore soldier for sure. Like one word, I say it once with authority, make it heard. So loud on the street when I walk the beat, never discreet to reach the souls that I seek me. Get the same time, bleach on the stains I see on the same mind. So I rhyme rhymes a double time to find that it's speaking too fast. So I slow it down and make it last. The fact that I am here to stay in the bay until I pass. Outlast the outlaws, outlast the curtain calls, outlast the fact that these dudes with guns are gonna fall. All I need is the word by my spleen, and you heard about me, cause I'll be the sheriff, 6-shooter on 6th Street. And that's my word with crap a curse. I settle with metal and battle instrumental for your mental words and blogs. Absurd is all the verbs, lost actions get tossed to the dogs. Disappointed cause I know they disjointed and lost. The rhymes that I spit burn my lips like hot sauce. I guess you could say we jog cause we run this with abundance in the city of fog. These are my streets, it's on lockdown. Change lives with beats set free this town. These are my streets, these are my streets, these are my streets, these are my streets.
I love the smell of gun oil in the morning. Rattlesnakes on the bake soil, buzzard circle soaring. Sky overhead, tip the brim of my hat and then get back to the job that puts a star on my chest. So I'm headed to the street, well ahead of the people, ready for 6 gun blazing beneath the shadow of the steeple. The church work and my cult is involved, long as the reach of the arm of John Law. So don't come testing unless you plan to leave resting beneath the sand of Main Street. I'm a quick draw with a slick jaw, and that's spit frost and heat depending upon what you need. It's a long walk home when you're in a pie box. The sheriff of this town and find a rock and crawl under it. I'm bringing thunder quick, down upon the heads that will plunder this town. Sick of the hatred, sick of deceit, sick of the sickness, walking the streets, walking with heat to bring the block peace. Kick rocks if you see me in your plot's defeat. But it's just right, I got you flushing my sights. Greg Digger's gonna have some fun tonight. Let God sort him out so this town is cleansed and children can walk in the streets again. Friend of the devil's no friend of mine. Either you're quick or you're dead on 6 feet of pine. Rewind and remind yourself we're just hit the cuffs of the sheriff's bringing you to justice. These are the lives that we lead. Before these crowded streets, I gotta testify. And the time is gone, I gotta bless the mic. And the lyrics gotta lock it down. Changing the way that we face the heat, making them see, speak the break beats, setting them free when the lesson's complete. It's time for the showdown, this is our town. These are the lives that we lead. Before these crowded streets, I gotta testify. And the time is gone, I gotta bless the mic. And the lyrics gotta lock it down. Changing the way that we face the heat, making them see, speak the break beats, setting them free when the lesson's complete. It's time for the showdown, this is our town.
Just change what's going on. The boy skipped school, anger filled his heart. Confused and alone, he roamed the muni and the bar. He don't wanna go home, fight with his parents will just start. So sick of the yelling from the suspicions creeping in the dark. A stranger remarks, hey, I'm confused by the way you've been on this bus all day looking hard. You gotta be 13, but you seem like your dreams just fell apart. Not to mention you're covered with bruises and marks. Flashbacks are sparked in his subconscious of beatings he received from the popular kids. Plus his pop hits pretty hard. He wants to cry, his throat is ill though from screaming in his pillow. He ignores the man and stares out the window. The next stop he goes, even though he's got 20 more blocks to proceed. That's okay, he likes a breeze. It's the only time he feels free. Feels free. A man's working all day to provide for family, at least that's what he says, but it's obvious as unseen and unsaid motives to his situation. He don't wanna go home and deal with life's complications. Facing his child face to face when he regrets decisions he made in 12th grade. Get a girl knocked up, now he feels an obligation. All his dreams were shattered, now he works an occupation he can't stand, but it beats being a man. And he figures it's less beatings on his hand and less of a chance of getting caught and locked up. He's learned all the ins and out from his pops, what to do and what not, how to make a bruise look like an accident and convince him to keep the mouth shut. Could've broke the cycle, but he says that's too easy, so he stays at work cause that's the only place he feels free. Feels free. all alone, no friends, no one to talk to. In love with a man, but deep in her heart she knew that he didn't feel the same. So she skipped to birth control in hopes of starting a flame that had never been lit. But instead she started a fire that created an arsonist. Married with a kid, the American dream. More like a nightmare, but she's not asleep and she screams from his fist on her brow. And she wonders how things got this bad, and she wishes now that they had different lives. She can't even look at a kid cause she's despised by the fact that he has the same eyes as a man. So she looks for optics that look nothing like him. She finds him in a man who's also married. She says that's the only time that she feels free. Free. Daddy comes home, puts his keys in the door, coming home early with gifts, thinking he could score, but someone beat him to the punch. Instead of interrupting, he goes and grabs his gun, having thoughts of murder but scared of the consequences. He changes his mind and he barges in and tells them to get out of his house. Without hesitation they leave while they all scream and shout. He sits in a chair and he stares at the wall, put the gun to his head, pull the trigger, then he falls to the floor. Just then some keys turned in the door. A boy who had walked 20 blocks came forth. He was so scared to see a body lying there. The fact that it was his dad, he wasn't sure he cared. Now he's got a choice, he could do the same thing, or he could break the cycle and truly be free. Truly be free. As the world goes down, patterns are going round. It's the same story, different time, different place, different town. We gotta break the chains that kept us free like the Bible. Walk the straight and narrow, stop repeating the cycle. Truly be free. Confused, so much talk of fighting the system, but the rich come and change our views. It's nothing new, the news is still kill, steal and destroy, leaving us bruised and used. Now we immune. Let me refresh your memory with thoughts that ain't refreshing. Unsettling is the metamorphosis that I plan to bring as I sing about the 15-year-old girl living in the city streets with nothing to eat. Promise something better, she's brought to San Francisco, shoved in a container and she's loaded on a boat. Days later hits the drop off, brought to Chinatown and is told she has to work to cover costs. Little did she know the work required the loss of her innocence, and ever since she's lost all sense of self-worth. Just like kids all over the earth, by this, by that, or you'll never amount to dirt. They spend billions to get your attention, feed off your emotions and dumb down your comprehension. It's time to fight back, raise the war flag and sound the call, and gather all who's sick of it all. I won't be bought by some stupid set of eyes. I won't be bought or fall into your demise. I won't be bought cause I am priceless. I've already been bought with the blood that Christ gives. That's why I'm not for sale. Whatever you do, whatever you say, I won't buy into all your mistakes. I cannot be bought cause I am priceless. Whatever you say, whatever you do, I won't be distracted from the truth. I cannot be bought cause I am priceless. That's why I'm not 55,000 Cambodian girls and more in Thailand. Can't forget the Philippines, China or Japan. All under 16, forced to be sex slaves, just so that most parents can't afford our Western ways. It's crazy, all for a color TV. We point the finger at their problems, but the problem is we want more and want more. The big house with nice floors, exploit and expedite right to third world front doors. Discussion change, back to my home range. The 6 is a script, hits hard like 12 gauge and rings out like 22s. The news stopped caring about the kids with bloody shoes. And this is third world too. The only difference is that this world is right next to you. Mom works all day, daddy gambles it away, and they struggle to pay rent for a room that's 8 by 8. Family members got sick, so the brother babysits, but he's just a baby and they forget. It's time to fight back, raise the war flag and sound the call, and gather all who's sick of it all. I won't be bought by some stupid set of eyes. I won't be bought or fall into your demise. I won't be bought cause I am priceless. I've already been bought with the blood that Christ gives. That's why I'm not for sale. Whatever you do, whatever you say, I won't buy into all your mistakes. I cannot be bought cause I am priceless. Whatever you say, whatever you do, I won't be distracted from the truth. I cannot be bought cause I am priceless. That's why I'm not for sale. Whatever you do, whatever you say, I won't buy into all your mistakes. I cannot be bought cause I am priceless. Whatever you say, whatever you do, I won't be distracted from the truth. I cannot be bought cause I am priceless. That's why I'm not for sale. So hot that we're gonna need firefighters. What more as I fight this and fight this? I hold my ground for the righteous, the nicest, the book of lifeless, not for the lifeless. I spike this track with the max to crack your back like Leonidas. My words bring love straight from above, just like my sons Titus and Silas. So why this falling on my life? Yo, I haven't the slightest. I just might take flight because my God is worth take me the highest. I need you to come through. I need you to bail me out. I need you to fight with a mic that makes Jericho fall down. So sound the alarms, trumpets in arm. I march Indra bombs on all opposition. Never lose my position of all. This call is the order. Dodge all bullets and mortars. I'm hit but won't fall to any sort of thing in my way. I pray and salute truth in my booth. Words I say, freedom, fight for a life of better days. And I fight, and I will not lose. And I fight, this is the life I choose. I fight, and I got something to prove. I fight for a cause that's nothing but good news. And I fight, and I will not lose. And I fight, this is the life I choose. I fight, and I got something to prove. I fight for a cause that's nothing but good news. And I fight for the poor so that they could be rich in spirit. I fight for the rich so that meekness they will inherit. I fight for the deaf so that God's voice they will still hear it. I fight for the blind so that they see the cross and bear it. I fight for the youth cause they all don't fight for themselves. I fight for the truth so that I can hear freedom bells. I fight for my life and I fight for my death too. I fight for my wife and my kids and I fight for you. I fight for the homeless, the ones beat down who's staying alone in this. I fight for the hopeless, I fight so that young girls will stay dressed. I fight for the addicts who consume this, got them stuck like static. I fight with automatics, relentless pin hits emphatic. Fight for this, I fight for that, not for false but I fight for facts. I fight for the right and not for the wrong. I fight for the weak cause it keeps me strong. I fight for the city, I fight for the bay, I fight for Cali, I fight for the states. I fight for the world and the whole universe. I fight for God and what he has to say. And I fight, and I will not lose. And I fight, this is the life I choose. I fight, and I got something to prove. I fight for a cause that's nothing but good news. And I fight, and I will not lose. And I fight, this is the life I choose. I fight, and I got something to prove. I fight for a cause that's nothing but good news. And I fight. Yeah. This is the year there's no promise in the soil. This is the year the harvest brings no joy. This is the year of heartbreak and toil. This is the year that you've been given a void. Seeds that were sown in better times. Seeds that were sown when things were fine. Seeds that were sown for better designs. Now we're planting seeds of greed that blow up like landmines. Lie rotten from the rain of heavy water. We are leading sheep straight into a slaughter. Killing a mother and killing a father. Killing a sister, a brother, a son, or even killing a daughter. This is the year the hopes we shared was plowed beneath the bones of children. This is the year that people were scared. People chasing each other with thoughts of killing one. Misunderstanding is the seed we sown. Misunderstanding got us moving slow. Misunderstanding got us saying no, I won't understand you, so the seed will never grow. The harvest is reap for tears of a wife. The harvest is a life better for none. The harvest is a hard herd who confuse life with strike guns, knives, and for the millions. Reveal to win the battle. Reveal to win the feel the battle. Reveal to win the battle. Reveal to win the feel the battle. Reveal to win the battle. Reveal to win the feel the battle. Reveal to win the battle. Reveal to win the feel the battle. March. Yo, these gentle souls were asked to slaughter. These gentle souls so innocent. These gentle souls become martyrs. Their memory rings out every time the pen hits the paper or when it hits the bullet. It's up to us, we choose what works the best. Either way it don't matter cause it explodes to the fullest. Your memories remain inside our chest. We turn all plowshares into swords. We kill for only crops and tongue. We leave out the advice of the Lord and we turn all the oil into guns. They'll sound the call and we will answer, just as our fathers did before. They'll sound the call, we'll stand beside her and guide her with the life that's been destroyed. And when the flag is waved, we'll get up and fight for a cause that's got us all engaged to a way of life where we'll glue the front page news. Either way we lose and we march into a grave. And when the flag is waved, we'll get up and fight for a cause that's got us all engaged to a way of life where we'll glue the front page news. Either way we lose and we'll march into a grave. March, reveal to win the battle. Reveal to win the feel the battle. March, reveal to win the battle. Reveal to win the feel the battle. March, reveal to win the battle. Reveal to win the feel the battle. March, reveal to win the battle. Reveal to win the feel the battle. March. This song right here is about a man named Steve. About his life, his death, and someone who never gave up on him. Somebody help me. Lend me a hand. Pull me out, please. I'm too afraid to ask, but in my mind I'm on my knees. I'll probably backstab you and give someone else the knife. But please, set me an example and show me how to live my life. Somebody help me, lend me a hand, pull me out, please. I'm too afraid to ask, but in my mind I'm on my knees. Ow, probably backstab you and give someone else the knife. But please show me how to live my life. Somebody help me, lend me a hand, pull me out, please, I'm too afraid to ask, but in my mind I'm on my knees. Ow. Probably backstab you and give someone else a knife, but please show me how to live my life. How to live my life, how to live my life, show me how to live my life. So many doubts, so many fears, so many questions unanswered. Growing up in an age where influence spreads like cancer. It was supposed to be the time of peace, love, and reform. Instead it left me torn, sworn, addicted to porn and heroin. I shouldn't have let him in. Every single sin I did gave him another win. Shins bruised from stumbling. The door to my heart was being ripped from its hinge. Now there was holes that I tried to fill in with a syringe. I was in and out of hospitals, in and out of prison, letting Christ in and out of my life, wondering how I should be living. The ways of the Father, ways of Satan, both sounded appealing, but the wages of sin is death. But somehow he's got me stuck and reeling me in, hook, line, and sinker. Every time he shows me the bait, I get weaker and go deeper. I know I need a way to get out of this cloud. I wanna follow Jesus, but I still have my doubts. I need an example. Somebody help me, lend me a hand, pull me out, please. I'm too afraid to ask, but in my mind I'm on my knees. Ow. Probably backstab you and give someone else a knife, but please show me how to live my life. Somebody help me, lend me a hand, pull me out, please. I'm too afraid to ask, but in my mind I'm on my knees. Ow. Probably backstab you and give someone else a knife, but please show me how to live my life. How to live my life, how to live my life, show me how to live my life. So many doubts, so many fears, so many thoughts gonna stray. Bartender, give me another beer to drink the pain away. All the people I idolize, this is exactly what they did. So I guess my example is to try to keep my feelings hid. Or is it, are they really there for me? If so, why's our lives like records skipping repeatedly? Stuck in the same groove when I'm trying to move on. Why can't I get over myself, stop singing this sad song? For some reason I can't, so pain and suffering I chant. Even upon the preacher man who tried to help me stand, but instead I spit upon him, never acknowledged that he helped. I walked away and he followed, taking the cards that I dealt and dealt them upon himself. Why would he do this when I said screw this? Many a times he said cause Christ changed his mind in his heart, and plus God never gave up on him. I had an example, but I still chose sin. Somebody help me, lend me a hand, pull me out, please. I'm too afraid to ask, but in my mind I'm on my knees. Ow. Probably backstab you and give someone else a knife, but please show me how to live my life. Somebody help me, lend me a hand, pull me out, please. I'm too afraid to ask, but in my mind I'm on my knees. Ow. Probably backstab you and give someone else a knife, but please show me how to live my life. How to live my life, how to live my life, show me how to live my life. So many doubts, so many fears, so many stupid decisions I have made. There's so many sinful bricks that I have paved, and my path keeps getting wider with detours and off ramps. It's funny how this road is big, but I still feel cramped and heavy every second. I reckon we all gonna die anyway, so I might as well speed it up with speed and heroin along the way. So right now I'm gonna party, indulge in the moment. So I tie off, shoot up, and all of a sudden I'm floating. It's all good for a second, but I'm starting to see demons. I'm speeding too fast on this sinful road that I am leading. Are my thoughts deceiving me, or is this a reality? Whatever it is, I don't like what I see. I turn my eyes and I see the Bible on the nightstand, and thought about the one who never gave up on me and lent a hand, the preacher man, an example he set for me. It's why I'm accepting Elohim, the demons flee, and now I'm in the heavenlies. Somebody helped me, lent me a hand. They pulled me out of hell. I didn't have to ask him because my eyes were yelling help. I backstabbed him and blamed others, and still he chose to stay and set me an example that showed me the way. I wanna get it, I wanna win it, I wanna live it to the fullest. This life is full of it's the getting, but the getting ain't good if it's held on tight. Always wishing I would release it instead of trying to fight with might. I grip it and I'm wishing that it's slipping, ripping the mic. Ain't nothing compared to what I'm getting rid of. A bit of selfishness and pride is nothing but some sick stuff, and I called your bluff. This world's holding out a whack hand while he's holding out a royal flush and a plan to ante up and take the whole pile. I won't sit in denial, and I'll choose to reconcile. Emancipated won't make it unless you related through blood stain and sackcloth is shaded. Now made it with flesh of elevated body, crucified, die, buried and excavated, rise like butterflies, so I stay high but never faded. I'm motivated, associated with associates with keep them dedicated. The decimation, the death and devastation to my deeds keeps me in need of something better than my statements. I stand adjacent, never complacent, next to kin, next to him. Sin's no longer where I'm aiming, and famous not for me anymore. That's why we humble ourselves, cause we are yours.
We are yours. We are yours. We are yours. We are yours.
Check the conquest, they spitting my conscious. Lyrically complex and honest, accomplished. I ain't laying, I die trying like 50. Hardcore hustle that involves the brain muscle. You know the daily war tour on the come up. We ain't them cash runners who smashing black hummers. Low rider on the radar, shot the wall like taser. These are all the breaks like Crouton to your Caesar. But out the fire comes fate so refined. My past straight tumbling, I'm no longer fumbling. Ain't letting go of playing skill for survival. I got grip like a champion chokehold. I hear my name with a deep call for real, y'all. Leaving the wilderness to follow my protocol. Straight lockness, monstrous, take out the preposterous. Those who test to getting crushed, I get from borderless. I'm on this, blazing, hot like a kettle. I ain't about that money like your main man, Creflo. Big gold the rebel, cause I go against the grain. I step on tradition with confidence, cause my wordplay smashing while you stand in astonishment. Intelligent rhetoric, undermine the parliament. The world can't conquer the plans of the author. These villains won't falter, exalt truckers, we
We are
are.
yours.